Okay, so tonight's Married at First Sight opening up is hard to do. Tonight's couples will find potential to grow full in love. Again, as the couples settle into married life, they begin to explore what growing in love is and what it means to them. While one spouse declares their love for their partner, two other spouses make comments that can completely derail their marriages. Armani and Woody. They get their nails and toes done together, and Armani's discussing her hair and her length and says she wants to change. And Armani says that every day she's discovering new things about Woody, and she laughs, and Woody is taking care of Armani's needs, which is wonderful, by spending time as well as looking after her with a little pampering. Nails and toes, they discuss have you ever been in love? Woody basically tells Armani that he loves her. What a man, what a moment. But not Amelia, wrong one. It's Armani on this one. Armani isn't deeply in love with Woody and admits that she is scared to be in love. Woody says he's just going to have to keep reminding her of his love each and every day. And it just sucks. Amelia and Bennett. I've taken bits and pieces of each segment to put this all together for you from every couple, so please enjoy. They have been intimate finally. They expert cards, which are little blue cards that have questions on them. Basically, they all have the same question about being in love, feeling in love, and that's why I think that question is thrown throughout all these couples. How do you know that when you are in love? Bennett asked Amelia and vice versa. I like the way Bennett answered. I'm reading my notes. 4 pages worth of notes. At ease, passionate, yet receptive, and feels the same towards him. Love at first sight. How do you feel about that? And Bennett loves Amelia, but he's not in love. What? Amelia made a cake for Bennett and has a picnic adventure planned for the two of them. Even bought him an outfit at the store to go to the park together. She tries to teach Bennett to walk like a tightrope type thing, and Bennett is delighted to share these moments with her. She surprises him not only with a picnic, but a piñata. They share laughs and smiles on their time together. Bennett says the whole day has been a blast. Karen and Miles. Miles brings in a chef, John, to cook, and Karen seems impressed by having the chef. Both Miles and Karen participate in fixing this special dinner. It's like a seafood salad type of thing. And Karen is concerned about Miles' behavior, if it is a one-time thing or if she's going to be able to trust him. But yet she's starting to see a side that will take care of her and her needs. They read the expert card and discuss how to know when you are in love. And she doesn't want to be coddled. She wants him to be himself. In time she's confident as a couple they will get to be better. They go grocery shopping. Karen likes the feeling of being a wife shopping for her husband, and he tries to get Karen to open up, talk about her feelings. She isn't used to that type of guy who wants to discuss feelings. She's usually used to the men who are more macho, and machoism is her type. More on Karen and Miles later. Olivia and Brett, my favorite couple. Brett is always finding humor in so many situations, and Olivia is always serious. I think they complement each other, and they are so good for each other. Relationships take a lot of work, and compromise they have to do in order to make this work. They discuss on ways to show love, and Olivia feels like there's a time and a place for sarcasm, and she doesn't feel like she relates so well with Brett. So a discussion about things she likes to do and comes about, but I want to note something very special here. They're both wearing a wife and hubby t-shirt. This makes me very hopeful for the duo. They go to the swamp tour Olivia has planned, where they can learn more about each other. Going outside their comfort zone is better for both of them. And hopefully this will work with, and in the future she wants to work with him on outings. That gives me hope as well. He holds her during this trip in the swamp that they take, and it's not just a hold, it's like you see his fingers gently, like kind of bring her towards him, and lightly massages her shoulders while they're on this little swamp tour looking for gators. And that light grip on her shoulder was just such a positive improvement. It's a little show of intimacy, which is wonderful for them. Chris and Henry. I didn't have much hope for the two of you until tonight. I'm being honest. They had an argument and he had just walked away. Last time she was frustrated and her impatience was a little bit much. Tonight we enter the scene where Henry is standing in the kitchen. She's been out having drinks with her friends, but she has discussed something with them and she wants to share with Henry. She's been kind of struggling, and she hasn't been sharing the struggle with Henry, and she thinks it's high time she opens up. Well, she's been off her ADD medication. She's going back on it, she's informing Henry, and she's sure that he will see a positive change in her. She's been off her medication a month and a half. Henry listens, but he doesn't judge her. He talks with her about this, and Chris even says her mom doesn't want her on this medication, and he just shows a caring and compassionate side of Henry and Chris is shared together. It's a beautiful moment for this duo. Chris asks, do you still want to get to know me? And Henry says, yeah. Again, they're showing so much promise, these two, and I didn't think they would. Chris says, how do you know when you are in love? Henry says, it's a feeling. Chris is starting to realize why she's been matched with Henry now. Side note, I'm hopeful for them now. Chris and Henry go golfing. Henry teaches Chris how to, and he's an excellent teacher, patient and very instructful. Henry gives Chris praise. He wants to learn from her too. They chat. They make huge potential progress this week. Absolutely. Olivia and Armani go on a nature preserve gator walk. Together they discuss Woody and Brett. Olivia feels a good friendship with Armani and has since the beginning of this experiment. Armani is growing in love with Woody. Olivia is slow to respond. It seems like a slow progress. They spot a gator, walk on after spotting the gator to a bench, sit and discuss how the men are getting along. Olivia says it takes time to figure out kids, finances, travel, and to see the world. Having problems figuring out why really her and Brett were matched. Armani says in time, and she's hopeful that they will compromise later after getting along. And Olivia says with the big picture issues, time will help. Brett and her need to go on a hike or go camping. They continue to walk on and discuss these issues. Chris and Henry go salsa dancing. Henry thought since they did something he enjoyed, golfing, they would do something she enjoyed, which is dancing. Henry wants to build the chemistry, and Chris says he's getting confident, and she would love to continue dancing with Henry. I am so impressed with these two making leaps and bounds of improvement. Amelia and Bennett discuss chores and how to quote-unquote draft the chores sometime soon. While eating, Bennett and Amelia discuss socks, which is very adorable and funny. You just have to have seen it. This was the moment between the two of them while they were eating. And it's just one of those moments where you go, oh, how wonderful. Because, it looks like she's wearing his socks and he would share her socks. So, and they're just they complement each other so well. And it's just wonderful. Okay, so Armani cooks Woody a dinner. She wants to be romantic. She appreciates him even though, despite the fact she isn't in love with him. I hate that statement. I really do, with passion. But anyway, she's trying to step up her game a bit. She wants to cuddle. I love how they interact and laugh, especially the misunderstanding of a burqa versus a burger. She thought that she was saying burqa, which is a woman's piece of clothing, and he thought that she had said burger, so he's discussing the things to go on a burger. Hilarious. Anyway, Karen and Miles talk about grocery shopping and how grocery shopping doesn't qualify as a date. Then the big topic of intimacy comes up. Karen doesn't like this conversation, and Miles is asking physical needs. Karen says take things slow, but they're not ready to discuss it. Miles won't lay off. He keeps pressuring, wanting to know when they will get there. And Karen responds, when it happens, it should be natural. Miles wants to put a date on the calendar. when Boom Boom will happen with his wife. She isn't happy. He has crossed a boundary line. So that ends the show. So we do a preview now of next week, where bumpy roads ahead. Lots of arguments between all of the couples. So buckle up. Now it's time to, based on tonight's episode alone, 1 being no chance in HE double hockey sticks, and 10 being a sure thing they'll make it, my thoughts, my views. Armani and Woody. I'd love to give you guys a 10, but Armani is unsure. She's scared of trusting Woody and loving Woody. I'm afraid you're stuck at the middle of the road with a 7. Amelia and Bennett. You guys are just picture perfect and spot on. You seem to get each other. The only thing that scares me with you is if Amelia gets a transfer and she's not going to be working in New Orleans. So, but right now, based on tonight's episode alone, you're at an 8. Good job, y'all. Karen and Miles. You were doing great up until the grocery shopping date, and then when you came home and started pressuring her for you know what. So you were stuck at a 5. Olivia and Brett, I want to give you two a wonderful score. You both have it. You just have to compromise and trust each other. Most importantly, learn to love each other and grow in that love. Olivia, you need to loosen up a bit. And I'm afraid that lands you at a 6. Chris and Henry, hold your hat. This is the best rating I've ever given this couple, from the word go. You're getting an 8. This is the first time you've got an 8. Way to make progress. Hopefully it stays. And I will see you tomorrow night after the Married at First Sight Australia episode. Hopefully Michelle and Steve's going to make it, and hopefully Connie and Johnny. I'm not going to hold my breath. I hope you aren't either. I hope to see you again tomorrow night. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. Stay safe. Keep your social distance. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. And if you need to, use your hand sanitizer. God bless.